Leonardo DiCaprio. He's young, sexy, and super rich. The biggest movie star in the world. So much has been written and seen of the adorable actor, but never before has Leo's private world truly been exposed. That is, until now. You are about to get a fascinating first-hand peek inside the real life of this blue-eyed heartthrob. Through this never-before-seen videotape taken of the star over the last decade, you can now see the sexiest man alive, like you've never seen him before, in his element, raw, and Leo just being Leo. He's only 24, and already he's the biggest star in the universe. Sexy Leonardo DiCaprio now commands millions per picture and graces magazine covers around the world. With that fame comes the romancing of beautiful women.
He's got it made. Every girl in town wants him, and every girl on the planet wants him, actually. And Leo's just out there having a good time, enjoying himself.
There we go. Thanks.
I'm a good guy.
This rare and candid video footage taken of the superstar from childhood to adulthood reveals like never before what makes the blonde-mopped kid with the ocean blue-green eyes so desirable.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the American dream boy right now. He's got everything every young guy in the world could want. He's good looking, he's popular, girls throw themselves at him.
Leo is really unique because he certainly doesn't look like your typical leading man. He's much more sensitive. He's maybe the thinking man's hero.
This full-faced heartthrob is a California kid through and through. He was born Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio on November 11, 1974. Leo has dazzled ever since he first came into the world.
Leonardo was born and raised in California, and his parents were, for lack of a better word, hippies. So he really did have that sort of free-spirited flower child kind of upbringing. He was encouraged to run around and play and enjoy nature, and he did. He was actually named for Leonardo da Vinci, so that gives you some indication of how artistic his parents were.
An earthy child who grew up in a very liberal family, Leo first surfaced on the scene with James Dean charisma, cool and mysterious.
When Leonardo was a kid running around on the streets of Hollywood, you could kind of tell that the kid had star potential, but nobody ever dreamed that he would be as big as he is today.
This cherubic-faced kid wasn't always the movie star. He was an awkward child who literally grew up in front of the cameras.
You know, it's funny, when you're a kid and you're free-spirited and maybe having a pet lizard, people think you're crazy and weird, and kids teased him. He was actually such a misfit child that some people called him Leonardo Retardo. Of course, now that he's older and he's so successful, that's just perceived as eccentric and artistic. But he's also known as a cut-up. He's constantly doing imitations of people to crack them up. He's skateboarding around the set or goofing off on his walkie-talkies, and that can cause some friction with his co-stars or his director. I don't think it really annoys too many people. For example, on the set of Titanic, the now famous scene where Jack paints Rose in the nude, that was actually shot the very first day that Leo met Kate Winslet. That could be awkward for some people, but Kate knew what she was getting into with Leo, and she flashed him right before they shot the scene, and it sort of cracked everybody up and put them at ease. So Leo's very playful nature is instantly infectious with his co-stars.
Leo's sense of humor also steals the hearts of the ladies. Stardom is a roller coaster of wealth and women, and Leonardo is on one heck of a ride. He's been linked to supermodels and beautiful girls from coast to coast.
That he just loves chasing models, and that's his sport right now. While Leonardo was filming What's Eating Gilbert Grape, he had a huge crush on Johnny Depp's girlfriend, Kate Moss, but of course she thought he was some young kid. She wasn't interested at all. But when she ran into him in Cuba about 6 or 8 months ago, she became very interested in him. In fact, they started dating. They got together again in Europe and then back in New York. Kate split up with Johnny, and they were having a big romance until Kate realized that he wasn't being faithful to her. He was going out with other girls too, and she was so upset. She stopped seeing him altogether.
Happy birthday, Johnny.
And then she gave Johnny another try and went on to someone else.
What that guy say?
Happy birthday, Johnny.
But Leonardo is not ready to settle down with anybody, and any girl who thinks that she's special to him is going to have a broken heart right now.
Leo has been in love. Some say the hopeless romantic still carries a torch for an old flame. Swimsuit model Kristen Zhang.
How are you, baby?
Kristen was once romantically linked to actor Nicolas Cage. And then she met Leonardo. The paparazzi would capture the couple's every move. When Kristen was with Leonardo, the sexy couple sparkled. During their 15-month romance, Leo and Kristen were often seen arm in arm at some of Hollywood's hottest spots.
Kristen Zhang was the love of his life. For 2 years, they were inseparable. And I used to see them at the Bar Marmont, and sometimes they would go to the Chateau Marmont, and to all the bars, to the movies together. They were quite the couple about town.
They were a very hot couple, but Leonardo still wasn't committed to her totally. He wasn't ready to settle down at the age of 21 or when they started dating. When he went off to do Titanic in Mexico, he flew down Kristen to see him a lot. He visited with her. He really cares a lot for her, and he still does, but he's not ready to settle down. He's enjoying being a heartthrob way too much.
But although Leo loved Kristen's company, the pressures of his mesmerizing fame caused him to break off their romance.
Hey, Leo, how you doing? I haven't seen you since New York.
To this day, it's no secret. Leo still has a soft spot for Kristen.
There are all sorts of rumors about Leo's past relationship with model Kristen Zhang, and she's very voluptuous, very beautiful, and she was really Leo's first great love, and she admits that he was a terrific lover and she never really got over him, but until he sort of grows up and is willing to commit, she can't be with him again. But Leo may surprise us and be willing to commit tomorrow.
Right now, the only female constant in the young star's life seems to be his loving mother, Ermeline. Women around the globe would die to be Leo's date at a big movie star party, but Leo always brings his dear old mom.
Leonardo is devoted to his mother and his grandmother. In fact, those are usually his dates to award ceremonies and big Hollywood premieres and parties. And he admits that one of the biggest adjustments when he got all this fame and fortune and moved out on his own, one of the biggest adjustments he had to make was life without Mumsy, as he says.
Leonardo really loves his family, I have to tell you. He's really a family-oriented kid, and it gave him a good, strong background, I think. He's got good manners. Leonardo really was well brought up. You know, a lot of actors are not. This type of stardom couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. He appreciates it, enjoys it with a sense of humor. He doesn't hate people staring at him. I mean, it's a nuisance sometimes, but he'll still smile back. He'll sign autographs. He's always gracious to his fans.
Oh, please, just please. Oh, thank you, Arlene. Oh, thank you so much. You're the one we came to. Oh,
Do he's really always a gentleman. He was standing outside of a nightclub waiting for his date, model Amber Valletta, and while he was waiting there, someone mistook him for the maitre d' of the club. And rather than cop an attitude or try and explain it away, Leo actually went in and helped the lady get a seat.
I think Leonardo's handling fame very well. I've seen lots of people go through the ups and downs, the roller coaster ride, but, you know, he's very, very stable. You know, he told me, I've been doing this since I was 2 years old, and I'm kind of used to it by now.
Can you get him a picture?
Leonardo, straight ahead! Straight ahead! Leonardo!
I think Leo is going to ride high on the Leo mania, but when it eventually dies down, much the same way that the fuss has died down over Brad Pitt, I think no one's going to be more happy about it than Leo himself.
Being the most popular star of the day is demanding and sometimes difficult. Everyone always wants something from you, a photo, a comment. But Leonardo has always slept off the stress, making it all look easy. In recent weeks, however, some Leo watchers say deep down the pressures of fame may be weighing heavily on the young hunk.
Kind of seems like fame's starting to get to Leonardo a little bit. He was always a good kid, just playful, and seems now that he's starting to let it go to his head a little bit. He's hiding a little more. Seems to run a little bit from it, put his head down from the cameras, but he loves it. You can always tell he's got a smile on his face.
You guys don't care about me. That's for sure. You're never nice.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? No, dude, I got you. Party, dude.
Leo is rarely alone and doesn't want his fame to hinder his lifestyle.
You're cornered now, Leo.
Most of the time, the handsome leading man is seen letting loose with his old pals.
You guys are scandalous.
Hey, we cut you a lot of slack, man.
Like fellow actor Lucas Haas.
Come on. Come on. Come on, you're a nice guy. Come on.
He's really nice. That's why you should.
Lovely Leonardo also spends a lot of his free time with another actor, Kevin Connolly of the quirky TV show Unhappily Ever After.
So how was Ken?
It's cool.
Sometimes the cuddly star goes for a night on the town with his stepbrother, Adam.
Get in the car. Let me go get my coat.
Leo has been hanging around with the same group of guys for years. Before he became rich and famous, they were his friends. So they're really enjoying the ride now. It's a wild ride with Leonardo, and he wants to take all his friends along with it.
Leo really enjoys the company of his friends most of all. And even on Titanic, he had some of them hired as assistants on the film so that they could all be together and, you know, get into their hijinks on the set.
Leonardo DiCaprio is a hard-working guy who bought his first car, a Jeep, when he turned 18.
Got lots of friends. Has to drive a big truck. Can't drive a sports car because all his friends can't come along.
He's serious, too. While most stars, when they let loose, are often caught red-faced and out of control, Leonardo is always Mr. Cool.
I've never seen Leonardo drunk in public or acting out of control. Leonardo seems to be under control at all times. On the street or in his private life, he really never seems to mess up. He's really got to focus on his career, I believe.
If Frank Sinatra and the gang were called the Rat Pack, Leo the Lion and his pals have been called the Cat Pack for the way they carouse and treat Hollywood like their personal playground.
He's a kid out to have a good time. He's always got his buddies around, so he's pretty much still a kid.
Leo loves to hang out with his friends. They have a great time together, and they've been nicknamed the Cat Pack because they're always chasing girls. And his friends really cash in on Leo's publicity. The girls all go after Leonardo, so his friends get all the leftovers. So they're thrilled.
Thanks, Lucas.
Leo and his friends can be seen circling around the bars in Hollywood at 2 o'clock looking for the pretty girls walking out alone so they can invite them to parties.
These fun-loving friends are often captured around Tinseltown goofing off. Leo loves doing karate kicks.
I don't think Leonardo's much impressed with fame and fortune. I think what he's impressed with is the fun of being 24 years old and single and having basically unlimited financial resources. He's a guy out to have a good time. Leo is not much different from other guys his age, except that he happens to have a lot of notoriety and a lot of money in the bank. But he really does shy away from that kind of attention. It makes him uncomfortable. He wants to be one of the guys. He wants to party, certainly, but he doesn't want the spotlight on him when he does it.
One time, a fan wouldn't get out of Leo's way when he was trying to leave a party.
Hey, dude, what's up, dude?
So the star laid out his best policeman imitation.
Hey, dude. Could you please step away from the car, bro? Please step away from the car. You're being very inconsiderate, bro. Hey, dude. I'm asking you nicely, bro. Get away from my car.
I think Leonardo's gone a little wild. He's running around an awful lot, but I don't hear of him indulging in any drug use or doing really dangerous things. Yes, he likes to go out and party. A lot of people his age do. He loves to stay out all night with his friends. He's starting to like drinking and smoking cigars. It makes him feel like a big shot. But he's going through a lot of stages that all young people go through, but we're all watching him. That's why it seems bigger than life. He and his friends like to stay at Le Mondrian Hotel, and his friends often go down to the Sky Bar and look for the prettiest girls and tell them, oh, do you want to come to a party Leonardo DiCaprio's having? And of course, they're going to say yes. So all the little girls go up to their room and they party. There's like 4 or 5 guys and maybe 25 girls, all dreaming of Leonardo. But of course, you know, most of them end up with his friends, if anybody, because there's so many extra girls. He's getting a bachelor pad above Sunset Strip so that he can go up there and party and not trash his big house. So he can invite his friends all over after hours, all the girls over, and they won't make so much noise that the whole hotel doesn't want to kick him out. Because when he stays at Le Mondrian, the security guards tell him to be quiet at 4 o'clock in the morning. They've got to turn the music down. But if he gets a bachelor pad in the hills, he can make all the noise he wants and party all night long. And his friends are thrilled with the idea.
Everyone except his close gal pal actress Sarah Gilbert of Roseanne fame. Many believe she urges Leo to give up the excitement for education. Some believe Sarah is Leo's life advisor.
She actually encourages him to take a break from show business the way that she did. Go to school, go to college, get an education, and there may be other things within show business besides acting that he has an interest in.
I know that Leonardo is starting to feel a little inferior because he didn't go to college. He's hanging around with people who are educated. In fact, his friend Sarah Gilbert really impressed him by going on to school in spite of being in a hit TV show. If she could do it, he could do it. And he's seriously thinking about taking courses, going to night school, squeezing college in somewhere because he wants to be smarter.
Hi, Sarah. Congratulations on your wedding. That's nice, yeah.
I'm a good guy.
Leonardo doesn't totally buy into the Hollywood game. Deep down, he realizes that fame is fickle. The critics say he's got staying power. Nevertheless, Leo appears to squirrel away his money for a rainy day.
Leonardo keeps thinking he's going to lose everything. He can't adjust to being this rich. He will park in this street and drive around for 15 minutes looking for a space to save money from valet parking. He's not a big tipper. He tries to save $1 whenever he can. He can't stand to pay $5 for a Coke through room service. It kills him if he has to pay for it. Of course, if the studio's paying for it, great. He lives it up. But he can't stand to spend his money foolishly.
Leonardo, how much for the goldfish? How much for the goldfish? Now what it is?
He really loves going to parties he's invited to because then he doesn't have to pay to get into clubs or anything like that or pay for drinks ever. So he'll go to almost any party he's invited to.
Thanks, Leonardo. There you go. Thanks a lot, Leonardo.
Leonardo really thinks that someday he's going to lose everything, that he'll do a terrible movie, some other person will come along and replace him, he'll have a car accident, and suddenly he won't be a star anymore and he'll lose all his money. That's why he's so careful with his spending.
Leo's modesty is apparent when he goes out. He is comfortable with himself and often dresses down. Whether he just has his hair pinned back in a barrette or he's unshowered sporting a baseball hat.
Leonardo is not exactly the handsome dresser that most people think he is. He tends to go out a little sloppy with hair clips in his hair and clothes that are wrinkled.
Whoa, hey. Great hair. Right here, please. Hey, let's see Leonardo real quick. One more. I'll see you later. One more.
There's a strange dichotomy to Mr. DiCaprio because on one hand, he likes to shop at the very best stores and buy the very most current kinds of trendy clothing. And he even gets his hair colored at the best salon in Los Angeles. But then on the other hand, he's not afraid to go out of the house, you know, no makeup, ratty clothes. You know, if he puts on a few pounds or if his hair's dirty, he doesn't really care. So it's a strange dichotomy. I guess it depends on his mood.
Leonardo does not shop at expensive stores. He buys very ordinary sport clothes to wear in the daytime. Some expensive labels give him suits to wear to award shows and things like that. They're thrilled to have him wearing their clothes, but he would never spend $2,000 on a suit himself. He thinks that's a terrific waste of money.
Leonardo?
Also, Leonardo isn't particularly vain because recently he needed a haircut. And I guess it's difficult for him to go to a salon or something because people get so excited and they pay so much attention, it's embarrassing to him. So he just had a barber come to his hotel room and cut his hair. Someone he'd never seen before, no special instructions, no big deal.
When Leonardo's not making movies or being a dreamboat out on the club circuit, he's spending time at the beach.
Leonardo just got himself a beach house out in Malibu, and he seems to be living it up large out on the sand, playing baseball out there with his friends and just having an all-around good time. It's not too often you see Leonardo in a bathing suit.
Leo loves playing beach baseball and hanging out with his friends. But he better be careful, all the food and fun just might be getting to his midsection.
Leonardo is not in great shape. He really, He really doesn't care about the gym at all. He'd rather go out night clubbing than go to the gym early in the morning. So partying is costing him a great physique, certainly, but he's having a whole lot of fun.
Leonardo enjoys a form of exercise called Pilates, which is a resistance, very slow-moving, toning kind of workout. He's not all bulked up and beefed up, and he may not want to be. He may not have the body type that lends itself to that, and that would require a lot of work he may not be willing to put in, and he doesn't seem to need to.
Despite the fact that Leo is a fast food freak, he loves quality literature. These days, some say the 6'1" hunk du jour is becoming a young Renaissance man.
It's so interesting that a very young man with very informal education should like the classics, like Ernest Hemingway is his favorite author, and he loves old movies, and he's kind of an old soul and attracted to the romanticism. And I think that's what made him very powerful and effective as characters of yore, like Romeo, like Jack in Titanic. He has a sensitivity for things past.
Few of his fans are aware that Leonardo is also a daredevil who loves skydiving. But since he became rich and famous, he's put that thrill aside for a new, more colorful passion.
What's wonderful is that Leonardo has such great respect from his elders within the show business community.
Very well, thank you. How was the game?
For instance, Jack Nicholson and Madonna have both advised him that he should be purchasing art as an investment. So that's his new hobby. He sort of haunts the art galleries looking for great pieces to invest in. And also Robert De Niro, with whom he's co-starred in the past, has really become a mentor to him.
Right this way. Right this way.
Good luck with the movie. You guys get to see it tonight?
Can I get a picture with you real quick?
We're seeing it? Leonardo, can you look? We don't see you at the clubs anymore.
Leo's love for art translates onto the silver screen. He loves the classics.
Thank you.
And his favorite movies are the 3 Godfather films. Lately, Leonardo's been carving his own niche in the Hollywood history books. This humble heartbreaker's got the sexy mannerisms of a star and the true gut-acting ability that fans love.
Leonardo has longevity because he's so young, and he appeals to girls down to like 13 or 14 years old, all the way through maybe 30, 35 years old. He's got a wide range of appeal, and he's going to last for a long time. He's a good actor. That's going to help.
Beautiful, blonde, sexy.
Leonardo is a big deal because he's got a very sweet, youthful appeal to a lot of girls.
He's a handsome young man. He's just now turning into a man. He seems to still be have the young boyish qualities that the girls like.
He's cute. He's very cute. He's good, too.
He rocked in Romeo and Juliet.
And he picks his roles carefully. He's very smart about playing a romantic lead.
Bob? Yeah.
He always plays someone that you can admire and dream about. And this is what girls want when they go to the movies. They want to dream about a special guy, someone that they, wish they could find in the real world.
Just what makes Leo so special? There are thousands of wannabe actors who try their hand at the fame game.
How you doing, Lynette? Look this way.
Does Leo's success stem from his flawless face? Or does he possess something uniquely special?
The reason Leo is so popular with such a cross-section of audiences is that he's not threatening to the men, and he's rather dreamy to the girls, He pleases everybody.
Leonardo is not as sexy as Brad Pitt is. He's more boyish and sweet. He's like the boy next door. He's really cute, but he's not threatening. He's not a muscle man. He's not a bodybuilder. He's very controllable. I think that's because he's non-threatening that so many people like him. He's not scary at all. He's not dangerous. He seems like a real sweet, nice guy, and that's his big appeal. This is going to last for a long time because he has a tendency to stay very young-looking and boyish, and he'll be playing young people's roles for quite a while.
The Titanic star is a size 11 shoe, but he's got even bigger shoes to fill. Leonardo DiCaprio is already being labeled the James Dean of our day.
I think Leonardo DiCaprio would